China has dealt a devastating blow to the scientific community. Recent pictures of the interstellar comet 3I Atlas have surfaced from Chinese observatories just as many of the West's major telescopes have gone silent. This abrupt change in the balance of observation is stirring curiosity. More than anything else, it may herald a shift in how space is watched and who controls the keys to data and the nature of interstellar enigmas pursued. To grasp the weight of this moment, one must first understand the backdrop. Comet 3I Atlas is the third confirmed interstellar visitor and object entering our solar system that did not originate here but passed through from a different star system. Its trajectory cuts across our planetary neighborhood at an exponential rate, making it a fleeting yet invaluable messenger from beyond. Observations thus far have revealed a strange composition, a coma dominated by emissions of carbon dioxide with a CO2-HAO ratio far higher than typical comets show. Its dust environment is colored by complex organics and infrared spectra of irradiated ices. Data from JWST confirmed a CO-rich coma with OCS, carbon monoxide, trace water, and components of dust and unconventional chemical fingerprint for a comet in our midst. Until now, most scientifically significant images came from Western or multinational telescopes Hubble, JWST, the Very Large Telescope, the Gemini Network, and facilities from the Atlas Survey. These powerful photometric instruments provided light curves, morphological evolution, and spectral compositional data that shaped our understanding of 3I Atlas. But unexpectedly, a gap has appeared. Several of those telescopes are reportedly offline, facing maintenance constraints or technical downtime. Into this void step China's observatories. They have released imagery and data that fill the gap and, in some ways, advance it. The timing could not be more telling. The released Chinese images are not casual snapshots. They come from observatories equipped with ultra-wide, high-resolution cameras capable of deep-field imaging, capturing both the shape of the comet and background stellar fields with striking clarity. Observers in China are now offering fresh frames of the coma, potential tail structures, and occasional dust cloud zap moments when Western facilities are dark. This gives them a window to exercise scientific leadership, at least temporarily. The sudden shift brings about concerns regarding observational equity, access to data, and the geopolitics of astronomy. Such a transition has multiple repercussions. First, there is a scientific opportunity. In a race against time, the comet is evolving its outgassing changes as it approaches perihelion. The ratio of dust to gas fluctuates, and its morphology warps under solar radiation pressure. Evaluations made during these intervals by any party are valuable for ensuring continuity and mapping how 3I Atlas changes over time. For Chinese astronomers, the ability to fill observational gaps gives them an important role in building the story of the comet. Second, image control signifies control over interpretation. The first to publish data often influences the narrative. Chinese images might emphasize certain features, morphological interpretations, or anomalies that guide subsequent research. In a scientific ecosystem where citation and reputation matter, early access to critical frames gives a boost to Chinese teams, particularly in shaping compositional or dynamical models of 3I Atlas. Third, there is the matter of scientific sovereignty and access. Numerous Western observatories operate under open data policies or coordinated international collaborations. But as Beijing's space science infrastructure expands, decisions to release or withhold data can become tools of soft power. If Chinese institutions restrict access to follow-up data, it could stifle broader community participation and make independent verification more difficult. Conversely, open sharing of Chinese imagery could help democratize the science, but only if release schedules and policies are transparent. Fourth comes the optics of perception and prestige. Space science is as much about national pride as it is about discovery. China has long invested heavily in its space program, from lunar probes to planetary missions, and has positioned itself as an emerging power in astrophysics. Releasing key images at a moment when Western telescopes falter allows China to showcase technical prowess, deep space monitoring capabilities, and leadership in frontier science. The media narrative that China saved the day when others went dark could resonate far beyond academic circles. Fifth, this episode exposes the brittleness and disparity of global astronomy infrastructure. For decades, access to large telescopes, funding concentration in Western institutions, and coordination through traditional networks have dominated the field. But as capabilities become more globally distributed, the old paradigm falters. A single country with modern facilities can now punch above its weight in major discoveries. Finally, there are consequences for future missions and proposals. If upcoming missions aim to rendezvous with or observe 3I, Atlas or similar interstellar wanderers, those with more data, precise orbits, or earlier imagery will be better positioned to propose trajectories and assert leadership. Chinese teams, armed with exclusive or early findings, may gain leverage through this kind of scientific diplomacy. However, this change raises important questions. Are the Chinese images calibrated in ways fully compatible with other datasets? Are there differences in filters, exposure times, or instrument responses that complicate cross-comparisons? Will the global community be allowed timely access to raw data for independent verification and reduction?